Welcome back everyone. It's Saturday night once again, which means it's time for another edition of the NHL Power Rankings. As always, we're counting down from 32 all the way to number 1, and yes, the Jersey Magnets are back. Let's get started. 32, Vancouver Canucks. No change from last week. The Vancouver Canucks remain firmly planted in last place. At this point, it really feels like they're just going through the motions. The one positive for Canucks fans is that some of the team's best players right now are actually the ones they acquired this season. Unfortunately, some of the veteran players just haven't looked very good. Realistically, it's been a lost season. With about a month left to go, it would probably take a pretty serious winning streak for Vancouver to climb out of last place. 31, Chicago Blackhawks. Also staying in the same spot as last week are the Chicago Blackhawks at number 31. They didn't have a great showing against the Vegas Golden Knights tonight, although part of that might be Vegas finally starting to put things together. Regardless, the Blackhawks staying near the bottom isn't much of a surprise. 30, Toronto Maple Leafs. Dropping 2 spots this week are the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto has been sliding pretty badly lately. In fact, some Leafs fans are actually hoping the team falls into the bottom 5 of the standings to secure a higher draft pick. It's possible too. Other teams like the New York Rangers and St. Louis Blues are starting to play better, which could push Toronto further down the standings. Of course, there's risk involved with that strategy because next year's draft pick situation becomes complicated depending on where they finish. 29, Calgary Flames. Also dropping 2 spots are the Calgary Flames. That means 3 of the bottom 4 teams this week are Canadian teams. If Calgary were to win the draft lottery, though, I'd honestly be happy for them. The Flames seem to have the right mindset during this rebuild, and landing a game-changing forward with the number 1 pick could make a huge difference for the franchise. 28, Winnipeg Jets. Dropping 3 spots this week are the Winnipeg Jets. Yes, they did beat the Colorado Avalanche today, but the week before that win was pretty rough. Goaltender Connor Hellebuyck played a big role in stealing that game as well. Winnipeg is still in the hunt for a playoff spot, but they're about 5 or 6 points back, so they've got some work to do. 27, Los Angeles Kings. Dropping 1 spot are the Los Angeles Kings. The Kings are an interesting case because they've collected a lot of points through overtime and shootout losses. Those extra points keep them in the playoff race even though their overall performance hasn't been great. And remember, the last time the Kings looked like they barely belonged in the playoffs, they won the Stanley Cup in 2012. So you never know. 26, New Jersey Devils. Dropping 4 spots are the New Jersey Devils. They did get a win tonight against the Kings, which is nice to see for the fans. But they're simply too far out of the playoff race now. Players don't tank, though. They're always trying to win. Hopefully the Devils can finish the season strong and start figuring out what needs to be fixed for next year. 25, New York Rangers. Moving up 5 spots are the New York Rangers. They've been much better lately, going 6-2-2 in their last 10 games. A big reason for that is the return of goaltender Igor Shesterkin. The Rangers are simply a different team when he's in net. Without him, their record suffered. They may not make the playoffs this season, but with better health next year, they could be right back in the mix. 24, Philadelphia Flyers. Dropping 1 spot are the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers still play hard every night. They may not be the most entertaining team to watch, but they fight for points and keep games competitive. Until they're mathematically eliminated, they're going to keep battling. 23, St. Louis Blues. The biggest mover this week is the St. Louis Blues, jumping 6 spots. They're playing like a team that doesn't want to just play spoiler, they want to chase a playoff spot. With around 16 games remaining, they'd likely need something like an 11-5 finish to have a realistic shot. But with a 7-2-1 run in their last 10, it's not impossible. 22, Florida Panthers. Moving up 2 spots are the Florida Panthers.